see the rematch between 130-pound champion Arturo Gatti and former champion Tracy Patterson. Their first meeting was the most memorable brawl of 1995. Also, check out Angel Manfredy, nicknamed El Diablo, as he takes on the man who had Arturo Gatti in so much trouble in New York last March, Wilson Rodriguez. Two 130-pound battles of great significance, as on a weird weekend of weather in Atlantic City, we bring you in from the boardwalk. What's your sign? Let's get ready for another great night of Boxing After Dark. All the vital elements are being put into place for this doubleheader. And in the crowd, a variety of noteworthy boxing faces, identifiable either via their jewelry or via the glasses that betray their middle age. So let's get ready to powder our faces and get all the cosmetic niceties in place for another edition of the most competitive series of boxing matches to be found anywhere in television, HBO's Boxing After Dark. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Lampley. In just a little bit more than a year, you have observed the tradition of Boxing After Dark. Competitive matches in which either man can win. Once again tonight, that's the case as we bring you two pick'em fights at 130 pounds. Angel Manfredy against Wilson Rodriguez. The winner of that fight will be hoping to get a shot at a winner of the main event between Tracy Patterson and Arturo Gatti. Gatti lifted Patterson's 130-pound title with a very close unanimous decision in Madison Square Garden in December of 1995. Patterson is looking for revenge tonight. Working with me, as always, on HBO's Boxing After Dark, our boxing analyst, Larry Merchant. Larry, we've covered Arturo Gatti twice before. Both of those fights were spectacular in their way. What is it about the fighter, Arturo Gatti, that is so spectacular?
You've heard of drama queens, Jim. He's a drama prince. Part of it has to do with his youthful look. People just naturally come up to him and call him kid. And part of it has to do with his vulnerability. In that amazing fight in which he came from behind to score a knockout over Wilson Rodriguez a year ago, with both of his vulnerable eyes closed, he made us all feel that we were in a movie. Over the years, I've said on a very few occasions, it doesn't get any better than this. He showed that it did. And whatever happens in the rest of his career starting tonight, Jim, he left us with a memory that few of us will ever forget.
Yeah, if you saw Arturo Gatti against Wilson Rodriguez, as Larry suggests, you would never forget it unless we get a first or a second round knockout in the first fight tonight between Wilson Rodriguez and Angel Manfredy. We'll be showing you a look back briefly at that battle. Meanwhile, Manfredy himself came into the ring just moments ago, and we want to show you a look at the unusual getup that Angel Manfredy, son of a steel worker from Gary, Indiana, brings into the ring, complete with full-length red stockings that he keeps on throughout the bout. First name is Angel. He has Puerto Rican heritage, but as he says, when I get into the ring, I am El Diablo. I become the devil, and this outfit is designed either to elicit fear or perhaps laughter from the opponent. Also working with us, as always, on HBO's Boxing After Dark, even as he gets ready to defend his 175-pound world title March 21 against Montel Griffin, the great Roy Jones Jr. And Roy, we talked about what happened with Wilson Rodriguez, who was ahead of Arturo Gatti until he began to get in trouble against Gatti's power shots, but he had closed both of Gatti's eyes and probably thought in his heart that he was headed toward becoming a champion. He says he almost retired after that. Is that memory going to be good because it motivates him to do better, or bad because it leaves a bad taste in his mouth?
Well, it can work both ways, Jim. It should be good because he got in the ring with a guy who he really wasn't supposed to be able to beat. He had this guy, everything was going his way, then all of a sudden, bam, he got caught with a good shot, and down he went. His whole dream went out the window. But he can use that as a positive. He can come back tonight and think, hey, I've already faced the best fighter in this division, possibly. Why should I be afraid of anyone else?
Wilson Rodriguez, more of a boxer than Manfredy for sure. He'll be hoping to outbox Manfredy, the brawler, tonight. And here's a look at Rodriguez. As you can see, 55 professional fights. Born in the Dominican Republic, he's lived most of his adult life in Spain, and most of those 44 wins were against relatively obscure opponents in European locales, but he proved his worth in the first couple of rounds against Gatti. And Angel Manfredy, as I mentioned, son of a steel worker from Gary, Indiana, he got in tough in his first couple of professional bouts. and wound up with 2 losses and a draw in the first 6 outings. But since then, 16 consecutive wins and 16 knockouts in 19 victories, as you can see. Angel Manfredy has KO'd 11 of his last 12 opponents. Tail of the tape for Angel Manfredy and Wilson Rodriguez, and you'll see the 5-inch reach advantage, 2-inch height advantage that Rodriguez enjoys against his opponent, who is 8 years younger. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer and late-night cult item, Harold Letterman.
The Angel Manfredy Wilson Rodriguez fight is scheduled for 12 rounds. There is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Jim.
All right, Harold, and now let's get our second look of the evening at ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, where tonight, main events in association with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Present a Boxing World Championship doubleheader. All the bouts are sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr. The first contest presented along with Cedric Kushner Promotions and sanctioned by the World Boxing Union, President John Robinson, Supervisor Jennifer Robinson. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Burton Gilliam, Paul Herman, and Melvina Lathan. And when the bell rings, your man in charge of the action, referee Wayne Hedgepeth. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBU Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, in the red corner, wearing black and yellow and weighing 129 1/4 pounds. His professional record, 43 victories, 24 by knockout, with 8 losses and 1 draw. From Madrid, España, introducing the challenger, Wilson Rodriguez. And across the ring in the blue corner, wearing red and white, weighing 130 pounds, he brings a professional record of 19 victories, 15 by knockout with 2 defeats and 1 draw. From Gary, Indiana, presenting the WBU Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Angel Diablo Manfredy.
They call him Angel, but he fighting like the devil.
Good evening, gentlemen. You've had your rules given to you. Let's have a good, clean bout. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourself. Touch up.
You never know what we're going to get in these fights, Jim, but I can guarantee you a few things we won't get. Nobody's going to break down and cry. Nobody's going to join or quit the Marines. And nobody's going to throw repeated low blows. We've seen all of that lately.
Well, I like the confidence with which you promise all that in advance. Big step up in class tonight for Angel Manfredy, who has never met an opponent with the kind of pedigree that Wilson Rodriguez brings to the ring. Manfredy says about Rodriguez's demonstrated skill against other fighters, hey, all he shows me is that he knows how to get knocked out.
Well, already I can see that Wilson Rodriguez has much more confidence than he had the first time coming here to face Arturo Gatti.
How do you see that, Roy?
Because he's already out here looking like he's in control of this fight. The first time against Gatti, he was out there wondering what's going to happen to me. And he saw some opportunities to hit Gatti, and it surprised Gatti. Here he looks like he knows, he feels like he's the champion already.
Stick with us between rounds. We'll take advantage of that opportunity to show you a quick look back, in case you didn't see it, at the March battle last year between Wilson Rodriguez and Arturo Gatti, which at least one good friend of mine earmarked the videotape greatest fight of all time.
Stop punching, step back.
This is going to turn into a very interesting fight. Whoever is the best condition probably will win this fight.
All right, let him out.
Rodriguez starting the exchanges early against Angel Manfredy. Manfredy coming forward. He has promised that he'll be the aggressor and make Rodriguez fight every step of the way.
Good right hand by Manfredy.
See the snapping jab from Wilson Rodriguez. Part of the weaponry that did so much damage in the early rounds against Arturo Gatti. Straight right hand and a left hand body shot by Angel Manfredy. Manfredy shows quick hands as well.
And that is a good punch by Manfredy because body shots will weaken a fighter over the long haul. Also shows you that he probably did his homework, Manfredy, and noticed in the fight with Gatti that the body shots were what weakened Rodriguez.
You're right, Roy. He broke a rib of Rodriguez, if my recollection is correct, in the 5th round, and when Rodriguez protected it in the 6th, he stopped him with punches to the head.
We're going to show it to you in just a moment. It was a tremendous left hook that produced the knockout for Arturo Gatti. But prior to that, both eyes had been shut, and doctors had to make careful evaluation throughout the fight as to whether they'll allow Gatti to continue. That'll be coming up right here between rounds as Wilson Rodriguez completes the first stanza against Angel Manfredy. It was last March in the small room in Madison Square Garden. In the first couple of rounds, Rodriguez battered Gatti from pillar to post, and you can see how badly swollen Arturo Gatti's eyes were. The doctor didn't know what to do.
I stay back one.
Hey, don't push on me, goddammit.
I'm pushing you.
Wait.
Cover,
It's okay.
Cover your left eye. Cover your left eye.
All right.
Cover your left eye or it's over. How many fingers? I said cover. How many fingers? Now.
Allowed to continue. Gatti mounted a stirring comeback that climaxed with that left hand shot. Fighting with both eyes closed, Arturo Gatti came from behind in the dark to knock out Wilson Rodriguez and save his 130-pound title. That was last March. Now we're back live. There's the man who wound up on the canvas that night, Wilson Rodriguez. In the first round here, he landed just 6 of 35 jabs, so he'll need to get closer to Manfredy if he's going to do damage in round 2.
I thought Manfredy fought a wonderful first round. He dominated it both boxing and hit him with and landed the sharper blows. He looks like a circus act, but he is a fighter.
And he landed some very clean punches.
I thought he particularly did some damage with the right hand lead. It's pretty quick when he fires that right hand off the back foot. Yeah. Like that.
All right, step back.
Scheduled 12-round battle here.
Like a number of fighters these days, Manfredy has turned himself into a wall for graffiti. Names of his children on his back. Some Chinese symbols on his arm.
A cut has already opened up over Rodriguez's left eye.
Sure has.
From a right hand by Manfredy, which he just landed again. And Manfredy is doing a terrific job at going to Rodriguez's body earlier in this fight.
So Manfredy with an opportunity created by the cut over Wilson Rodriguez's left eye. Might have come from one of those straight right-hand leads. And as the blood trickles over Rodriguez's left eye, Manfredy for the moment concentrates mostly to the body. And Rodriguez now begins to go to the body to try to back him off.
Manfredy is sneaking a right hand right over the top of Rodriguez's low left hand.
Wilson Rodriguez backed Manfredy up with a good left-hand body shot. Now Manfredy starts to work upstairs, sneaking the right hand, as Roy pointed out, over the left hand of Rodriguez, and Wilson holds it pretty low.
Manfredy is also showing very good pause for a power puncher like himself. Usually those guys see blood and they get very excited, and it makes them do things out of frustration or out of hunger because they want to hurry up and get it over with.
Manfredy comes from the hometown of Tony Zale. There's a good 1-2 combination by Rodriguez. capitalize by coming back with another combination behind him.
He needs to get a feeling of rushness here because his eye is bleeding real bad.
Straight left hand lands for Angel Manfredy.
And he's getting caught with the same right hand that's cutting.
Rodriguez seems to be set to handle the right hand only when it comes behind the left. When Manfredy starts off and leads with that jumping right hand, Rodriguez has not yet been able to stop it.
Stay down, Lee.
I got it.
You gotta hold it.
Listen to me.
Ya lo sé, coño, pero lo quiero meter porque el cabrón está jugando la contra, el hijo de puta.
He's fighting against me.
Sin tirarte.
Don't throw yourself in there.
Venga, va.
Pero cuando empieza a pegarle palo se queda parado.
But every time you throw your punches, he stands still.
El corto está mejor que el
The cut is real good.
El corto. El corto le pega solo los palos.
When he's standing in front of you, you're beating him.
Be able to stop it?
No.
Let's see if we can find that cut. That right hand that seemed to graze Rodriguez may have opened up the cut on his eye. It's a bad cut, although it isn't gushing badly yet. Manfredy says he's at the door of the big time, and Rodriguez is the door. So far, he is kicking the door open.
As in the first two rounds, Wilson Rodriguez, by CompuBox numbers, has landed only 20% of his total punches, only 11 out of 71 jabs. He's going to have to step in closer if he's going to make that jab a big factor in the fight. Yeah, but he's afraid to step in closer because Manfredy is keeping his feet set very well. And anytime he comes too close, Manfredy is set to counter him. Manfredy with a good power base, as you can see, creeping forward against Rodriguez. That was a good hook by Rodriguez. Led with the left hook and landed on the button.
Keep him up, baby.
Now, Manfredy is able to get across the top with the right hand again.
All right, no holding, no holding.
This fight should show us a great deal about Manfredy because he'll have to be patient here with a guy with the caliber of Rodriguez. Good right hand again.
All right, break, stop punching.
Roundhouse left landed for Manfredy. He steps in and fires a right uppercut. And a left-hand uppercut that did serious damage to Wilson Rodriguez. Angel Manfredy making every punch count. He commits to the power punches so effectively off that power base.
He throws some very good lead shots. Again. That right hand has been wearing Rodriguez out tonight.
Great right hand leads for Manfredy. Now he lands a little right hand counter inside. Wilson Rodriguez trying to work his way back into the bout with the left hook, and he's landed 3 effective left hooks in this round, but Angel Manfredy keeps coming at him with the right hand.
Rodriguez is landing a good stiff jab right off of his own right hand. And it's going right down the middle, hitting Manfredy right in the center of the face. Oh, that was a hook that hurt Rodriguez.
Angel Manfredy continues to show that he can back Wilson Rodriguez up.
And he's doing a very smart thing by going to Rodriguez's body still. Every time he lands a good shot, he comes back, does Manfredy, and lands a good body shot behind it.
Meanwhile, Rodriguez, through the latter stages of round 3, shows a greater sense of urgency, shortens the distance between himself and Manfredy, and begins to land an effective left hook.
Sit down, take a deep breath. Stay relaxed, stay relaxed. Listen to me. You're throwing a good right hand, but I want you to come back with that hook. We talked about combinations. Now is the time to do them combinations. Don't stand in front of the man. You understand? Okay? Don't stand in front of him. Okay? I don't want you standing in front of the guy. Move around him and double that jab up a little bit. You're not using your jab enough.
Just to get that nose.
Okay.
Just relax. No, nosotros ¿Qué te queda? Mucho. Joder, Luis, ¿qué quieres que haga? Yo quiero hacer lo posible.
What do you want me to do? Well, I'm doing everything I can.
4 palos y 3 plazas, ¿me entiendes? No te quedes ahí, ¿me entiendes?
Don't stand there.
Sube las manitas.
Keep your hands up.
Venga, 2, 3 manos.
Si hace falta que
Use
pegas,
your
te pegas
hands.
con él porque es
You
más lento
have
que
to
tú.
stand there in front of you. He's a lot smarter than you are.
Y que te venga, coges aire otra
And
vez.
don't stand there and punch toe to toe.
Second down. Stay in your corner.
Here's another note on Manfredy, who most of you have never seen. He's been in 9 car accidents. In one of them, he wound up with about 160 stitches in his forehead and scalp. 10 days later, he was in the gym. 160 stitches, that is.
He claims that that particular automobile accident produced a religious experience for him. Since then, he's been devoted to Christianity and carries that with him as part of his inspiration to become a great fighter.
Another good right hand by Manfredy.
And you heard Manfredy's corner asking him to bring the left hook behind those straight right hands.
It seems as though Wilson Rodriguez should have learned what the effects of the early body shots were when he fought Gotti. But he is not throwing many against Manfredy.
Don't hold it, don't hold it, don't hold it. Let him out.
That was a good point. Rodriguez has been doing most of his work upstairs. And he's a guy that you want to take the power out of with the body shots if you can, right, Roy?
That's right. Any strong guy, you want to try to take the power out of him. And Manfredy is very strong. Wilson is getting disgusted with himself because he's getting hit with the same punch over and over again.
And Manfredy able to finish most of the exchanges so far in the fight. Rodriguez, by punch stat numbers, is throwing more punches, but Manfredy is landing more and landing much more effectively.
Manfredy is showing pretty good defense here too, Jim.
And showing great composure in there.
That's what's most impressive to me.
Okay, let him out, let him out, let him out.
You can't tell the contents of what the package looks like from outside. You would never imagine looking at Manfredy that he would be this kind of disciplined, very well structured fighter.
Watch your head.
Rodriguez with a rally here, getting a little bit braver. Landed the left hook twice, backed Manfredy up, and stepped up to shorten the distance once again. Now Manfredy comes back and begins backing Rodriguez up again.
I think Manfredy is much too strong for Rodriguez to stand there and pound with.
Body shot by Manfredy, and Rodriguez wobbles slightly as he goes back to the ropes.
To be honest, that was a good hook that hurt Manfredy by Rodriguez just then.
Winging that left-hand shot and getting it home over the right-hand guard.
Manfredy is hurt right now. Manfredy is in trouble right now. Oh, good try by Rodriguez.
Vamos.
Como si puedes poner.
Como puedes, coño, tranquilo.
Ya no va tan fuerte, ya va más tranquilo.
Abrirle, que respire bien y coge bien el aire. No chillar, ¿eh? Coge bien el aire. Coge aire, respira bien.
Por ahí.
¿Has visto cómo ya está más rápido? Ya vas cogiendo tu velocidad. No lo notas. Wilson.
Esa venía abajo, ¿eh? Fuerte. Fuerte.
Más fuerte.
Breathe in.
Bien el estómago.
Breathe in and put your stomach in. Breathe in.
Venga, Wilson.
Give him a little water.
Fifth round coming up.
Harold Letterman, give us your score after 4 rounds.
You know, Larry, it's very interesting. So often in a round, what happens at the very end is sort of the cumulative effect of what has happened in the first 2 minutes of the round. And that's what happened in round 4 of this fight. AJ Manfredy won the first 3 rounds, was winning the fourth. Wilson Rodriguez came on. I think he won the 4th round. 3-1, Manfredy.
We are in sync, Harold. Spelled S-Y-N-C-H.
Wilson Rodriguez threw 72 punches by CompuBox numbers in round 4 and landed 29 of them, far and away his best round statistically. And just watching it with the naked eye, you would have made the same judgment. And that rally at the end of the round persuaded, as you saw, Harold Letterman to score the 4th for Rodriguez. So he has something to build on now as we begin round number 5.
And we should mention that his corner has done a very good, very professional job on that cut over his left eye, which looked like a very bad cut when it first showed itself.
And it looks like it's in a very bad place.
Yeah, right on the eyelid, Roy.
I also can say that Manfredy may be starting to fall a little now. He has to tighten back up and pay attention. Sometimes when you get so far in front of a guy, you get kind of bored and complacent.
Manfredy likes to throw punches from odd angles. A couple of them recently have drifted very wide, leaving an opening down the middle for Rodriguez. He took advantage of it in round 4. Seems a little bit more cautious now in round 5.
This Rodriguez guy can surprise you. This is exactly what he did to Arturo Gatti in the first fight. He caught Arturo by surprise. Can't go to sleep on him.
Yeah, but that happened in the first couple of rounds, and unlike Gatti, Manfredy's eyes are still open.
When it happened, Gotti's eyes were still open too, Tim.
Yeah, that's true. Just didn't stay that way for long.
Manfredy is still throwing some very good body shots, though.
Both men trying to work to the body in this round. You saw Wilson Rodriguez digging rights and lefts to the body a moment ago. Manfredy, who commits more to every punch, does more damage when he goes to the body than does Rodriguez. Rodriguez a little bit more of an arm puncher. Manfredy does a much better job of getting leverage.
A power puncher. Oh, there's that right hand 2 times. A good double right hand lead by Manfredy.
Very seldom do you see that kind of thing, Roy.
And he does it again. Manfredy blocking most of those shots that Rodriguez used to answer the uppercut. Now Angel comes back going to the body again.
Oh, good right hand over the top by Manfredy.
Manfredy doing a good job in this round of mixing his attack. Body, then upstairs, body, then upstairs again.
The eye has a very bad bruise under it now from the right hand.
I was just about to say, Roy, this is reverse deja vu. It's now Rodriguez's eye that's closing.
And it's hurting him bad right now. I see him messing with it with his gloves.
And there's a look at Arturo Gatti, the 130-pound world champion, who'll be defending his title against the man from whom he won it, Tracy Patterson. That'll be coming up in the main event here on HBO's Boxing After Dark. And here's a look at Jane Warwick. Born in Wimbledon, England, home of the All England Club. Been traveling Europe for 7 years. Queen of the German catalogs. She's appeared in 2 German movies. Now modeling full-time here in the USA, represented by KO Models. We're very happy that Jane is paying American taxes now.
There you saw those 2 quick right hands. The first one had more on it than the second one. But I very rarely have seen that kind of a combination.
And if Rodriguez keeps getting hit with these overhand rights, he's going to get knocked out soon.
Through the first 5 rounds of the fight, Angel Manfredy has succeeded in landing 50% of his punches. Those are excellent numbers. When you land 50% of your blows, 117 out of 234, and you're throwing as many power shots as Manfredy is throwing, you are doing damage to your opponent. Hard left-hand shot there from Manfredy, who temporarily switched stances and then goes back into his conventional stance and throws the right-hand lead again.
A very versatile young fighter.
He's showing some stuff here tonight, Roy.
I think the body work has almost drained Wilson Rodriguez's power.
If you assume that Manfredy is well ahead on the scorecards at this moment, it's pretty hard to envision a scenario by which Rodriguez could win the fight unless Manfredy makes a mental error somewhere along the way. Because clearly Angel carries more weight in his punches. He's landing more consistently to this point.
I don't think he'll be making any mental errors because right now, tonight, he has more to prove than any other of the fighters that are shown here on this card tonight.
Comes from the hometown of the great middleweight Tony Zale, and some observers say if you ever got Manfredy into the ring with Arturo Gatti, you have a 130-pound version of Zale Graziano with all the action that suggests.
And this could be true.
We heard tonight that Tony Zale is in a nursing home in Gary, known as the Man of Steel, when he was one of the great middleweights of the 40s. Manfredy's father has been in the steel mills for 32 years, and one of his sons who's also here is an architect.
This town could use some new buildings. Manfredy landing a solid right-hand shot to the side of Wilson Rodriguez's head again. He did it moments earlier while Larry was talking to you about Tony Zale, and the right hand continues to be the most effective weapon throughout the bout for Angel Manfredy.
And Rodriguez continues to carry his left hand low, although he is being the aggressor right now.
You have to assume Rodriguez has been carrying the left hand low for 55 fights. It just may not have gotten him in as much trouble in some of the others as it has here.
Which is why you shouldn't develop those bad habits.
Rodriguez with another of his sporadic comebacks. Only once in the fight has he been able to wobble Manfredy, and there's a good combination to punctuate the round for Wilson Rodriguez.
You can't let him steal those rounds like that, you understand? Let's go. Once you start picking it out, you got to start punching a little more. We are getting out, okay? Start punching a little more. Hey, you know what you're doing with the jab? Double your jab up, then throw the right hand, because you're reaching with it a little bit. Okay? Don't blow. When you get inside, you got to let them hands go.
And there's a look at Brenda Settle, Jersey Shore gal, full-time model here in Atlantic City, star of various casino billboards around town, represented by KO Models.
You really keep up with that stuff.
Keep your left hand up. If you don't keep your hand up, he's going to keep coming in. And don't stand there. But keep that left hand up.
Second jail.
Well, Roy, it looks like they're telling him what you're telling him. Keep the left hand up.
Even though he's carried it low for 55 fights, if it starts to harm you, you need to pick it up.
Clean, y'all. I'm doing good.
What was it Rocky Marciano said was the best advice for young fighters, Larry?
Keep your left hand up and keep punching.
Another round for Manfredy on the Harold Letterman scorecard. Despite Rodriguez's mini comeback at the end of the round, past the midway point of the bout now into the seventh. Rodriguez by far the more experienced of the two fighters. Angel Manfredy by far the more self-assured in the ring tonight. And it's been that way from the opening bell. You get the sense that Manfredy was probably just about this confident in his first 2 or 3 fights. He's a guy who thinks that he was born to do this.
Well, his first fight was against a guy who had fought 10 rounders, and he lost the decision.
Yeah, I think Manfredy has really taken most of the power out of Rodriguez with the early body shot. Body shots usually prove to be a great investment over the long haul. There's that overhand right again, right over the top of the left hand.
As the bout has gone on, Manfredy's got more and more room to throw that right hand, so now he's putting a little bit more of an arc on it, going for a little bit more power. Early in the bout, it was simply a straight right hand shot. Now he's coming over the top a little more.
A lot of this is probably because now Wilson Rodriguez is also coming forward. Before he had to reach out there and catch him.
Chopping right hand again lands for Manfredy. Rodriguez comes back with a jab, a left hook, an uppercut, right cross. A lot of when these punches are being blocked, as Manfredy does a pretty good job technically there with defense. Now Rodriguez lands a right hand over the top, giving Manfredy a little of his own medicine, and Angel comes back with a straight right of his own that lands right on the cut eye of Wilson Rodriguez.
Angel has good head movement, too. He's slipping a lot of the straight punches by Rodriguez.
Good clean fight so far. There's been practically nothing for referee Wayne Hedgebeth to do. Manfredy's body shots stopping Wilson Rodriguez in his tracks.
See that lateral movement like that, and you try to back him up. Don't let him back you up, because you're giving him a little room. You understand? You're giving him that extra step he's jumping in with. I don't want that. Listen to me. Hey, give him that lateral movement. When you double that jab up, come back with that right hand. When you're underneath, you know what you're forgetting? We worked on this. Here and underneath, up the middle. Touch him right here, and then up the middle, then the hook. I want you to do that. You understand? Let them hands go. You're letting him come back.
You have to throw punches. I'm thinking throwing punches. You have to get strength from wherever you have it. We can't lose any time.
So Rodriguez's corner tries to communicate a sense of urgency to him as round 8 begins.
Yeah, the faster he goes, the further he falls behind, seems to be the message.
And they're telling him to throw punches, but they're not telling him what punches to throw. And this has to be very disencouraging to Wilson Rodriguez.
Well, but he's a veteran, Roy. He ought to know what to do by now. He should have a younger opponent sized up, shouldn't he?
Well, not necessarily. He hasn't faced a lot of American opponents for one. And your corner always should be able to look at a fight and see more than you can, because they're on the outside looking in. They're watching both fighters. You can only see the guy in front of you. You can never hardly see yourself. That was a good uppercut by Rodriguez.
Well, maybe he thought he saw something there. 3 straight uppercuts.
Wilson Rodriguez somewhat at odds with his corner between rounds as they asked him to throw more punches, telling him he was going to lose the fight if he didn't, and he in effect said to them, I'm doing the best I can. And you wonder how many times Rodriguez will come to the USA if every time he has to meet a young gun like Gotti or Manfredy. He's getting worn out over here.
If I were him, I wouldn't come back after this one.
Rodriguez did all of his training for this fight in Madrid. Didn't come here to the USA until 6 days ago. Angel Manfredy trains at a police athletic league gym in Gary, Indiana. Often has to go to Chicago to the Windy City gym where Andrew Galata works out to find sparring partners. And I'm sure there aren't too many sparring partners who want to get worn out by somebody like Manfredy.
Nah, I can't imagine there would be.
Rodriguez tries another uppercut. Lands a straight left hand. Temporarily stops Manfredy from punching.
That was good shots by both fighters.
I have to admit I'm a little amazed that Rodriguez's eye hasn't sprung more leaks than it has up to now, given how bad it looked.
Watch it.
Well, he's a well-conditioned fighter. You pointed out, Larry, that the cut man in his corner, a fellow named Enrique Soria Martin, has done a pretty doggone good job with the cut.
Don't let him steal the rounds the last 10 seconds. I don't want that. You understand? Keep going. Get that devil moves. Keep going around him. Keep going. Sir, give me the... Yeah.
Harold Letterman,
keep going around him, you understand?
8 rounds, how do you have it?
Larry, 6-2, 78, 74, Angel Manfredy. I thought Wilson Rodriguez got busy enough to steal that 8th round, but I'll tell you something. Angel's giving him a spanking. And you know, Roy Jones, I think, said it first early in the fight. Real good defense by Angel Manfredy. I mean, it means an awful lot. He's blocking an awful lot of Wilson Rodriguez's punches, and certainly he's the harder hitter and the effective aggressor.
I have it 5-2 and 1 even.
And you saw the close-up shot of Wilson Rodriguez's eye as they applied the salve just at the end of the one-minute period between rounds.
If our scores are close, Harold, Rodriguez is going to have to do something dramatic and soon.
I think that's what his corner's been trying to get across to him.
I was beginning to wonder, did Manfredy bleed all the punches he's taken tonight? And you said he had 160 stitches, but we see no cuts. All we see still is a nosebleed.
A nosebleed, yeah, the nose is bleeding, is pouring right now.
Now, not all of the 152, 160 stitches, however many there were, not all of them were on the exterior of the skin. Some of them in the interior next to the skull, Roy. And he claims that the doctors told him that the clean side of his face, the left side of his face, which wasn't cut in the automobile accident, would be more likely to cut in the ring than would the side that was surgically repaired.
Well, they put him back together good. Steve Austin.
Well, he was in ER because he drove a car into a pole and just managed to survive.
Broke the telephone pole, totaled the car. Manfredy says he pays $300 a month in automobile insurance. I told him I'm not sure it's worth it for him to drive.
Now, I can't understand why Wilson Rodriguez is backing up now. He's behind in this fight. He should be the one showing desperation.
Right now, Rodriguez is doing just enough to lose the rounds, and that means to lose the fight.
Corner asked for more uppercuts. Rodriguez, once again, not entirely thrilled with what he hears from his cornermen. He's the one who has to fight the fight.
You know, if he showed a sense of urgency and took all of these last 5 rounds, he would still have a close decision here.
Oh, he'd have a chance to win the fight if he could take the last 4 rounds, but there's nothing in the momentum of the bout to suggest that that dramatic a change is going to take place. Manfredy, as you can see, is backing up a lot now, but he continues to land shots when he plants his feet and fires.
He's fighting a very smart fight. He's boxing now because there's no sense in him taking chances when he's already ahead.
It's interesting because Manfredy wanted to come here and impress people, but he has clearly decided that to win the fight will be impressive enough, and he's doing an excellent tactical job of shutting the door round by round on Wilson Rodriguez.
The 2 right hands made that cut open up and start back bleeding again.
Now let's see if Rodriguez tries to steal the round again with a flurry in the last 15 seconds. You heard Manfredy's corner suggesting that he should watch out for that.
Stop holding it.
Tracy Harris Patterson lost his 130-pound world championship in December of 1995 to Arturo Gatti in a fight that Patterson believes he should have won. He disputed the judges' scorecards in that fight, asked for a rematch, and got it. Tonight, his second chance at Arturo Gatti and a chance to reverse the decision in that first close bout in Madison Square Garden.
Here you see Manfredy sharp shooting to that right eye. You saw Rodriguez blink as a spurt of blood went into the eye.
No, I don't want to come out. I'm going to stay here. No, I'm going to sit here. What do you mean you're not going to come out?
Is Rodriguez quitting?
He wants to.
What?
He wants to quit. He told his corner he wasn't going to come out.
10th round.
He wants to quit. He's had enough.
Well, for a guy who wants to quit, he sure throws a lot of punches in the first 15 seconds.
Maybe this is his last hurrah here.
He's obviously angry at his cornermen for making him come out to fight the 10th round. Through 9 rounds, Rodriguez has thrown, by punch stat computations, more than 100 punches more than Manfredy. But Manfredy has landed 61 punches more than Rodriguez. So it's been a one-sided bout in terms of accurate punching and the damage that's been done. Good left hand by Manfredy.
Yeah, Manfredy seems like he's coming out to give this his last hurrah. He seems like he wants to say, if I can't knock him out this round, I'm quitting.
Wilson Rodriguez opening up. Last hurrah, as Roy Jones suggests. Give Rodriguez credit for angry courage.
He's doing now, I think, what Gatti did in their fight. Roy, you suggested earlier he could take it to heart and learn from it, and I think he's trying to pull a Gatti here.
I hope he is. This is the best thing that he could do. Oh, there's a right hand that hurt Manfredy.
Manfredy wobbling after that long right hand by Wilson Rodriguez. Rodriguez has got himself there in the fight, and down goes Manfredy. 2, 3, 4. And there's a cut over Wilson Rodriguez's right eye now. You see that Manfredy got up easily, takes the full 8 from Wayne Hedgepeth. Rodriguez now fighting with cuts over both eyes and blood flowing on both sides of his face.
He looks like Gatti at this moment with blood streaming from both eyes.
Manfredy needs to land a good body shot to weaken this guy.
Manfredy dropping the left hand, but now he lands a hard left. Manfredy's left is down again. Another chance for Rodriguez to land the right. He missed over the top.
Well,
he just hurt Manfredy again, but he can't see. The blood is getting in his eyes very bad.
Angel Manfredy, with both hands too low in this round, has gotten clocked 3 or 4 times, and Rodriguez looking for a chance to land that right hand one more time, but now I think Wilson has run out of gas.
He just winced at one of those body shots inside.
Oh, that's a good right hand by Manfredy.
And Rodriguez can't see these shots coming now.
Oh, there's a body shot that really hurt Rodriguez.
That was a boxing after dark round.
Crowd-pleasing round.
You see, you're going to rip his head off. You see how it is? You're ready. You are the champion. You are the champion. You are the champion. Anything you want. You can do anything you want. Anything you want. Give me the Vaseline, Luis. Anytime you want it, you can take this guy out.
Here you see the right hand that ignited that round. One of the best rounds we've had recently, and it didn't take much of a right hand to put him down after that initial right hand. But Manfredy fought back, and we've got 2 more championship rounds to go.
It'd be fascinating to see if the judges scored that a 2-point round, because Manfredy did a lot of damage and landed 60% of his punches by CompuBox numbers, but it was Wilson Rodriguez who scored the knockdown.
I think it's safe to say we may have World War III here.
Now Manfredy seems inspired by the damage he sustained in the last round to go for a knockout here in the 11th.
Why isn't Rodriguez doing the same thing? Why isn't he on Manfredy all over again?
Well, he might have run out of gas in that last round, Roy.
I don't think he ran out of gas. It takes just as much to take a punch as it does to throw one.
Obviously, Rodriguez isn't capable at this moment of mounting the same kind of furious rally that got him through the 10th.
Maybe his corner should have popped him upside the head to upset him.
Verbally, they've done that. There's the straight right hand that's done so much damage for Angel Manfredy throughout the fight.
Oh, There are the body shots that have weakened Rodriguez.
For the moment, it appears that the Rodriguez rally is over.
Stop punching. Step back.
Looks like he pushed all of his money into the pot in that last round.
No, he's still here. He has a little bit left.
That's all I want to do.
I think he needs the fury that he felt against his corner when they pushed him into the ring to fight around he didn't want to fight. He was able to use that adrenaline against Manfredy. But here in the 11th, the well has run dry.
Rodriguez's arms are getting tired now. When you see him start to stretch those arms out, you can tell that they're starting to hurt a little.
Yep, you saw him dropping them and wiggling the hands. Shoulders and biceps start to tighten up.
But I still think he is the stronger of the two fighters right now.
I don't think he thinks so, though. At least he's not fighting as though he thinks so.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
Two hard left-hand shots in close by Angel Manfredy. Rodriguez just trying to get through the 11th. Maybe he'll mount one more rally in the 12th.
His eyes are giving him a fit.
This is the last round. You understand? He's going to come out strong, keep them hands up, and you work them punch per punch. Don't let him get off.
Don't get hit with nothing stupid.
Nothing stupid. Watch your right hand.
You got hit with one stupid punch. That don't make sense.
Right.
You understand?
Last round.
This is the last round.
Agua.
Water.
Venga, va. Wilson, un asalto, pero pega tú.
Last round. You have to start. You come out first.
This is it. You understand? Your career's on the line. You understand? Come on, baby. This is for your kids. Let's go. You understand? Yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
This is the last round. You can beat him. We can win this fight.
See the scars on the right side of Angel Manfredy's forehead from his 150-plus stitches sustained in an automobile accident 3 years ago.
Briefly, Harold, how do you have it going into the last round?
Larry, 106-102. Angel Manfredy, 8 rounds to 3. I think that 11th round really pulled it out for Angel. Now, it would be a miracle for Wilson Rodriguez to win this fight.
I have it 7-3 to 1. A 3-point edge for Manfredy.
And Angel Manfredy electing to step up the activity in the first half minute of the 12th round, seizing any initiative that Rodriguez might have generated. But Rodriguez lands a left hook. And Manfredy comes back with wild right hands to stop Rodriguez's momentum.
The smartest thing Manfredy did was he came out and went immediately to Rodriguez's body. That took all of the potential energy that Rodriguez may have had for this last round.
It's a point you've made before, but it's worth repeating. Roy Jones, the largely unexposed Angel Manfredy, stepping up in class tonight against a much more experienced fighter, has fought an exceptionally smart fight all the way.
Yes, he has.
He's had a little something different in every round. He's been the aggressor, pursuing Wilson Rodriguez around the ring. In the middle portions of the bout, he made Rodriguez come to him. When he got in trouble in the 10th round, he was able to weather the storm and then fight back. In the 11th and 12th, he has taken away any possible initiative Rodriguez may have been able to mount.
There was another right hand that he's landed all night long.
I think he's fought more like an angel than a devil, to tell you the truth. He's fought a beautiful fight.
Key to the fight, his effectiveness with the straight right hand. Early on, he established that punch and used it to open up cuts over both of Wilson Rodriguez's eyes.
that hurt Rodriguez bad.
Didn't look like much.
But it hit him right on one of those cuts.
All right, break. 50 seconds.
I don't mean hurt him like legs buckle. I mean hurt him like pain.
I know what you're saying. It stings.
Yeah.
And it's all you can think about for a few seconds.
Oh, there's another one right on the cut.
Good target work by Angel Manfredy.
Oh,
22 years old.
Clean right hand on the cut.
Yep. And a solid left hook in there.
I'm glad this is the last round. I don't know if I can take much more of this.
Professional performance for the 22-year-old out of Gary, Indiana, who is hoping and praying for a potential shot at the winner of the next match between Arturo Gatti and Tracy Patterson. Wilson Rodriguez makes it through, and we'll wait for the judges' scorecards in this one. An apparent victory for Angel Manfredy in his first big national exposure here on Boxing After Dark. Talk about closing the show. By CompuBox numbers in the 12th round, Roy, Angel Manfredy landed 51 out of 81 punches, 63%. He showed brutal punching accuracy throughout the round.
A heck of a percentage.
Yep.
East Chicago. East Chicago.
And Wilson Rodriguez, on the other hand, 13 out of 65, as he was completely unable to mount the kind of rally that might have given him a chance to turn the fight around. Geraldo.
Jim, 116, 111, 9 rounds to 3, Angel Manfredy. One thing I want to do, I want to put in a nice word for Dr. Kenneth Remsen of the Jersey State Athletic Commission. He was in there a good 9 times after every single round, watching that Rodriguez cut to make sure that Rodriguez was able to continue. Really, really important safety factor. But Manfredy was too much, too aggressive, hit too hard, good balance. He won the fight.
Roy Jones signaling to his buddies, Smoke Gaynor and Al Cole at ringside, how he scored the fight. A little sneak preview for Smoke and Al. They deserve it after all those years in the gym with you. And now let's go to Michael Buffer for the official results.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Melvina Lathan scores about 116 to 111. Paul Herman scores it the same, 116 to 111. And Burton Gilliam scores it 117 to 110 for the winner. And still, WBU Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Angel El Diablo Manfredy.
Let's go up to Larry Merchant in the ring with Angel.
All right, Angel, congratulations. Tough, hard-fought victory. What put you ahead? How did you control him through the early rounds?
Well, this is how it goes. First, I'd like to thank the Lord. I'd like to thank HBO After Dark for putting me here. I'd like to thank Lou DeVella. I'd like to thank Cedric Kushner. I'd like to thank WBU. Well, mainly, you know, hey, I took my time. I got a lot of experience, you know, just because I'm 22. Like I said, I got a lot of experience, and when he caught me with that, when he dropped me, my legs twisted. So he caught me off balance, but I was not hurt. I was mentally there. It was a good shot, though.
Is he the best fighter you fought?
Well, I say he was a good fighter, very good fighter. He took some blows. I cut him up real bad. They should have stopped the fight. Those cuts were deep. But he was a very hard and tough fighter.
Give us your thoughts on the Gatti-Patterson fight and your thoughts about fighting the winner.
Well, you know, hey, I'm a champion. Like I said, I fight all over the world, not just United States, all over the world. I am ready for anybody now. Gatti, Patterson, whoever wants to come forward and challenge Angel Manfredy, come forward. The Lord put me here, and the Lord's protecting me. Ain't nobody gonna stop me, baby.
All right. Thanks for telling us what you think. Jim, everybody's got a belt.
So Angel Manfredy gets what he came here for, the recognition that goes with his unanimous decision victory over Wilson Rodriguez. He showed his susceptibility to the mistake, when he got decked by Rodriguez on that right hand in the 10th. Other than that, completely in control of the fight. Would he be ready for someone of the class of Arturo Gatti or Tracy Patterson?
I think indeed he would. He's a very strong fighter. He showed poise, he showed a lot of confidence, and he showed a lot of patience. I think that is the main thing that young fighters have to be able to overcome. There are going to be some guys that you just cannot knock out.
Given his style, who would Manfredy stand a better chance against? A slugger like Gatti or a skilled boxer-puncher like Tracy Patterson?
Woo.
Woo.
Hard to decide.
A lot of people want to see him against Gatti because we know how exciting a fight like that would be.
I don't know, though. Patterson is not a guy who will back down from someone who puts a lot of power shots on him. When a guy hits Patterson hard, Patterson also becomes a banger.
All right.
And he can bang.
Yeah, he can bang. You're right. We'll see more of Tracy Patterson when we get ready for the main event in just a moment. Larry, before we go to that, your observations about Angel Manfredy.
He's a fighter, whatever he looks like. He's a fighter, and he belongs in this class of competition, and I could see him fighting and doing well against either of the fellows in our main event.
All right.